Good afternoon. My name is Bill Stubbles. I'm one of the solutions engineers here for the GoAnywhere product. Welcome to another episode in our ongoing bite-sized best practices series. Today we're going to follow up on an earlier video on break glass admin accounts, and we're going to look at the default login methods control. Before we get started, you'll notice that I'm in my test environment today. The kind of configuration we're working on in this video, working with global settings, is one of the more compelling arguments in favor of a test environment. Getting locked out of a test environment is inconvenient. Getting locked out of a production environment can be much more problematic. There tend to be two primary reasons that admin users lock themselves out of their environments. One is they forget their admin account passwords. That you fix with any of the password managers out there on the market. The other is the default login methods control. Under Users, under Login Settings, Default Login Methods. You can use this drop-down to select Default Login Method for admin users or web users. Today, I'm going to focus on the admin users, because as long as you have your admin access, you can likely fix any web user issues. Out of the box, GoAnywhere has one login authentication method. Account passwords that are stored encrypted within the GoAnywhere database. It's a common practice to add others. At this time, we support basic authentication, LDAP, or SAML. The setting is default, so it is applied globally. That alone should give you as an admin pause. We've all heard the horror stories about the dangers of globally applied settings, a misplaced wildcard character, or a recursive delete command that wiped out an entire server. This is one of the main issues I see behind admin users locking themselves out. They reset this drop-down before the method in question has been fully PVT'd. And if that happens, you're locked out. Unless you planned ahead and set up your break glass account. But we're going to add a step that I didn't cover in the introductory video. So every admin user account has the login method default checkbox enabled by default. It's enabled because out of the box, the only login authentication method setting is password authentication. If you change the admin user default login method dropdown to anything other than GoAnywhere, consider whether or not you want to disable this option. If this checkbox is enabled, the default login method setting applies to this account. If the checkbox isn't enabled, the default login method setting does not come into play. And everything is controlled based on the settings here at the individual account level. Now let's say your company policy is LDAP or SAML for account login authentication. It's a common practice. But it does introduce a dependency. If you lose access to that login authentication method, you're locked out of your system. With a break glass account, as long as you have other mitigating access controls in place for the admin console, you have the option to disable this login method default checkbox. If you have a security policy that requires LDAP or SAML for admin accounts, you'll likely need to log an exception for this, but you have the option. And that's our goal here at Fortra with GoAnywhere with all of our products, is to give you tools, to give you options. Thank you for your time.